Hi everybody, I'm Dillon Sorrells, the writer and director of Cut Reckoning, the long-awaited sequel to 2003's Cut, which was written and directed by Carlos P. Quiros. For those of you not already familiar, Cut was a thriller based on a true story about a young college student named Jody who was abducted, severely tortured, drugged, and ultimately left for dead in the trunk of her own car. The victim of a nefarious plot by a fellow college student named Michael Kroger and a group of his friends. If you haven't seen it, Cut is available to view on YouTube. We'll add the link in the campaign description below. Cut Reckoning picks up 15 years after the events of the first film. Jody has managed to overcome her severe physical injuries, subsequent amnesia, and additional personal tragedies to settle into a fairly normal life. Working freelance as an interior designer and moonlighting as a waitress. Michael Kroger, on the other hand, has gone on to a more productive outlet for his predatory tendencies. He joined the police force shortly after college and quickly rose through the ranks to become a rather successful homicide detective, now tasked with catching the very types of criminals that he once idolized. He and his young partner David are assigned to investigate a mysterious serial killer known as the Ghost. Michael's malicious group of college cohorts have long since disbanded and gone on to various pedestrian lives. Everyone seems to be living their lives just fine, until a chance encounter sends Jody's world, along with those of her former captors, crashing back together in a dark cat-and-mouse game involving bitter revenge, serial killers, and a very dangerous love triangle. Cut Reckoning will feature some returning talents, as well as several new names. Carlos Quiros is back both as our assistant director and to reprise his role of Jacob. I will be returning to play Michael Kroger. We will also have a performance from Julia Silverman, an LA-based actress who is flying out specifically for this project. We'll also have contributions from names such as Robbie Barnes, Ember Burns, Ron George, three very talented up-and-coming names in the Cleveland horror scene. Cut Reckoning will also feature an original score by DJ KOB, aka your favorite DJ's favorite DJ. We will also feature original music inspired by the screenplay and the original movie, written by Jeff Rutter of Son of Sam and Zero Tolerance. Some things to note. Cut Reckoning is going to be a very different film from the first movie, both in terms of style and tone. The first movie is done in a first-person perspective for the most part, kind of a found footage style, which was popular at the time. Since then, we have joined the 21st century. We're going to be using a two-camera setup with Panasonic Lumix GH4 cameras, shooting in 4K and Vlog in a 2:3:9 ratio, more traditional fourth wall storytelling. We're using a variety of lenses, including an entire set of Rokinon Cine lenses, as well as some modified Canon FD lenses and the kit lenses. We have now finally stepped up to industry standard sound as well. We have Sennheiser shotgun microphones. As you can see behind me, we also have Rode blimp windscreens. This is going to help us get the clearest sound possible. If you've seen the first movie, you know that probably the biggest problem we had was the audio. No more of that. One of my primary goals when writing the sequel was to answer a lot of the unanswered questions that resulted from the first movie. For example, Cut suffered from, shall we say, some plot holes. There were unfortunately some scenes that we had to cut out due to losing one of the actors partway through production. So some of the questions that were originally answered were left on the cutting room floor. As a result, the movie felt a little bit incomplete. It felt like it relied a little too heavily on gratuitous violence and shock value in order to tell what was essentially an incomplete story. So I wrote this in a way where every line, every action has some purpose within the story itself. So it's going to be one of those films that probably benefits from a second or third viewing, where seemingly insignificant moments or lines that are spoken will come back and bear relevance on the plot at the end. I also didn't want anything in this film to feel gratuitous, which was one of the biggest criticisms we faced with the first movie. A lot of times it felt like violence for violence sake. I wanted to avoid that completely. So, like I said, everything that happens, even the violence, serves to engage the audience within the story itself. Cut Reckoning takes place over several locations, which is going to require some travel for both our cast and crew. We would like to be able to reimburse them for their travel and their time as much as possible, as well as feed them when they're on set, provide facilities, things of that nature. We're fortunate enough to have gotten permission to collaborate with the Akron Police Department to shoot some of our scenes inside the police station with the help of some of their officers and detectives to make the most authentic looking movie possible. So a big thanks to the Akron PD for their assistance there. They will also be helping us with some of our public locations. We're going to be shooting at the Sand Run Metro Park, which is a large, beautiful wooded park in the Akron area. Because we're going to be using public locations, the film will require insurance, things of that nature. So those are some additional expenses that we are looking to cover. Cold Start Films was established as a production banner with the purposes of producing and promoting Cut Reckoning specifically. However, we do have the further ambition when this project is done to continue to produce original media content and independent films, as well as act as a support base of sort to help produce and promote work from other Northeast Ohio-based independent filmmakers who might be just starting out or trying to connect with other independent filmmakers and gain greater knowledge and promote their own art. More information on Cold Start Films and Cut Reckoning can be found at our website at coldstartfilms.com, along with links to our social media outlets such as Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, so you can keep updated on our progress there. Cut Reckoning is going to be a very fun and ambitious project, and we would like to invite you to be a part of our team by contributing in any way you can to help us get the green light. We're very excited to make the best film possible, and we would like to thank you for taking the time to watch our video, for following us on social media, and especially for your contributions towards making the dream of Cut Reckoning a reality.